about your role as an instructor, and let's write some things on those blocks of wood. I'm sorry they're not bigger blocks of wood. I didn't know them to be bigger. My husband did these, and I said, thank you. Plain as all. So write small and just tell me several things that you can think of that you've experienced.
Students. Challenging.
Non-calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a form of disability. Yeah, disrespectful.
And singing notes.
Okay, good. We'll start at the back this time and work our way forward. Bill Murray, how about you guys? What kind of behaviors have you seen?
Well, on both sides, I've seen both faculty and students show partiality, invading personal space, which as a student, I experienced as a student, which basically threw me back about 30 years, and I had to have couch therapy for a while after that. Negative comments about instructors, about students, about the program, whether it's in school or out in public. Being late, and that goes for the faculty and student. Texting, haven't seen any faculty texting. Side conversations. Rudeness, which could be either way, and unpreparedness, which could also be either way.
Very good. Very good. Barbara, how about your group?
Well,
Barbara, how about your group?
Well, I just want to mention one that happened to me last year that was different. I had a class that was really different, and I was teaching therapeutic communication, and it's all in your book. But we were on suicide, and when you talk to somebody who's called, they're threatening suicide, you do nothing but feelings. You must really be feeling down if you want to thinking of killing yourself. And you listen. I took that training. And you don't say, oh, you don't want to do that, you got everything to live for. But I had 2 students in my class who said, I don't believe that. That would not work, and I'm not going to do it. And I was defending this whole thing that's in all their books. I've never had that happen, and it was just a shock. So I don't know what that is. It's just different. Okay? So the rest of the things we had, the lateness, the talking in class, discounting, and distraction, and inappropriate language.
Okay, that inappropriate language is one of my pet peeves, and I think as professionals we have to. Okay, that inappropriate language is one of my pet peeves, and I think as professionals we have to model professional behavior and not accept unprofessional behavior from our students. I forgot your name. Sorry. Yes.
Julie.
Julie. Sorry. Can you tell us what your group came up with?
Rudeness from students, talking during post-conference. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Lateness, or always wanting to leave early. Lazy, just hiding, finding places to hide and act like they're busy and they're really not. And distracting other students. And then one biggie from faculty was leaving the facility in clinical time when students were still there.
Ooh. Okay. Very good.
Ooh, that is a bad thing.
It's happened.
Okay, so we have talking, being disrespectful, texting. That really got to be a problem last year. Like coming into the classroom late, leaving early, or late and no call. And I've had a few outbursts in the classroom, aggressive behaviors, and then we can get some rude emails. On the faculty side, we didn't get just faculty, being rude and disrespectful, comments like, go look it up, not being helpful, that kind of thing.
Very good. Okay, so these behaviors that we talked about, what do they do to our learning?
Disruptive.
Yes.
They disrupt it.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes can they keep it from happening at all?
Yes.
Sure. Sometimes the environment in the classroom can become so stressful either for the instructor or for the students that no real learning can occur because everyone is focused on the problems, right? I remember as a student, my little pet peeve was people talking and I couldn't hear. And one day I was so angry about it that I went back and said something. And guess what? They said something right back. And I was so upset by it, I couldn't even take the rest of the class. Okay. Nursing science is known as one of the most stressful majors, whether it's at the LPN level, the ADN level, the BSN level, and I'm here to tell you the master's level.
Oh, yeah.
Amen, sister.
Yes.
Okay. So, one thing we can do to help students is to reduce their stress level. Another thing we can do is be sure that we're good communicators. Okay, open communication is going to be one of our gifts that we're given. Sure that we can reduce that incivility. Okay. Stress. Which group did I give the stress one? Let's pull off those balloons one at a time. And what does that one say?
Services.
Student counseling services. Now this is the student center that we talked about a few minutes ago. When might we send a student to counseling services?
If they're having life issues.
Yes, that's a huge one. Okay, they come into nursing school and their mom dies, they have a baby, they get a divorce, they have an affair. You know, who knows what all's going on. All these life issues are going on that are really interrupting their learning. And they come to you and they say, I didn't get my assignment in, my husband and I had a fight, and da-da-da-da-da. And you have the opportunity at that point to say, you know, I'm really not prepared to be as much help as you might need right now. Let me give you the number for student services. We need to keep that handy because as their stress level increases, the need to utilize that service may also increase. Next one.
Availability to the students.
Availability to students. What can we do to make sure that we're available to those students?
Give them our contact information. Most of us have cell phones or beepers so that they can call us if we're not just right there.
So honor office hours. Very important because even though they may not show up time after time after time, there's going to be that one day when we have to be sure we're there. Okay? So that availability to students is really important. The last one.
Clarity of assignments.
Clarity of assignments. Have you ever been given an assignment and you said, what do they want? Or have you ever gotten your calendar and your syllabus and there were conflicting due dates? And you're like, I don't know when to turn this in. Okay? We need to be very careful that we outline those assignments very specifically in the syllabus and made sure that they're understandable for the students. Okay? Very good. The next area we'll talk about is improving our communication. I think I left that little gift bag over here. Let's take those little balloons off one at a time and discuss those issues. Make expectations clear. Okay, make your expectations clear. Again, this goes with the syllabus, but what else does it go with? Have you ever had a student who never made it back from lunch during clinical? And you said, where were you? And she said, oh, well, my patient wasn't going to need anything, so I took a smoke break. My patient went home, so I did too. I would love to see that. Okay. So make your expectations very clear. Say, we're going to meet for post-conference at 9:30. Or, I expect your care plan handed in at the beginning of the next meeting. Or, I expect the cell phones to be turned off at the beginning of class. Period. Not, I kind of would like it. I expect it. Okay, we need to make it clear what we want to happen. What else do we have up there?